think we're going to get started a little bit late, apologies. I'm Lisa Gold, I'm the Executive Director of the Asian American Arts Alliance, or A4. Welcome to our town hall on the theme of body art. We're really excited to be here. Big shout out, special thanks to all of our friends at Worthless Studios, especially Free and Neil. How many of you have been to a town hall before? Oh, wow, we have like a whole new crew here today. Okay, this is exciting. Okay, so for those of you who aren't familiar, I'm just going to give you a spiel. Like A4, we are dedicated to ensuring greater representation, equity, and opportunities for Asian American Pacific Islander artists and arts organizations. And we do that through resource sharing, promotion, and community building. And Town Hall is one of those events that allows us to fulfill our mission. So I am going to let you know how it's going to go, so don't worry. We're recording this event, and we'll be posting it later on our YouTube channel, so you can relive the fun and excitement. I'm going to ask that you silence your phones, just so that we do not rudely interrupt our excellent presenters. There are gender-neutral restrooms right through that doorway there in the back. And if you need Wi-Fi, you can go onto the Worthless Studios network, and the password is I am worthless, all capital letters. But we know we're all super valuable. Self-love. Okay, the drill for tonight, we will have 2 featured presenters, and then we have 2 groups of short pitches, which are each 2 minutes in length. It's just small groups tonight. I will have an alarm. I have a little kind of iPad there thing, and at the end of 2 minutes, it'll let you know your time is up, so just pay attention if you're doing a 2-minute pitch. After the first presentation, I'll call the names of the people giving 2-minute pitches, and also your names will appear up here on the slideshow. So after your name is called, just get ready to go. You can stand in the wings or whatever, and then we'll repeat the whole process again after the second featured presenter. And then after everybody who's pre-registered has gone, if you're inspired and would like to share your work, you can sign up. There's a post-it there, and you can do a quick 30-second pitch. And so just put your name and your Instagram handle or your website or some way for people to get in touch with you afterwards if they want to follow up with you about your pitch or your work or your project or whatever. And so we'll just call you up in that order that you put your name up there afterwards. And we will send everybody the slideshow who's registered for tonight, so you'll get that. And hopefully that will include all of the QR codes and contact information for the presenters and the 30-second pictures as well. And then we'll have a potluck, so hopefully everybody brought super delicious stuff. We brought the beer and the lunar, so yay us. Okay, so a couple of quick announcements. If you want to share anything tonight by social, just use the hashtag A4TownHall. Please tag us. We will have a little survey afterwards. It's super fast. It's 5 questions. We just ask that you fill it out because we want to improve our programs, and we want to make sure that we're doing programs that are interesting to you and that we're addressing your interests and concerns and needs. So let us know. In fact, we actually do listen. This is why the pitches are now 2 minutes instead of 1 pitch, because we were told they were too short. So we do listen. So we will have a QR code up here that you can scan and fill out very, very quickly. And we have some prizes for people who fill out the survey. We'll do a random draw. People who fill out the survey, you get a fancy swag bag with some good stuff. Okay, I'm going to share a couple of upcoming A4 events. So next Thursday, April 11th, we have a mixer with our friends NYFA, the New York Foundation for the Arts, in our offices in Midtown. We're just going to talk about programs that are available to all artists. There's some interesting stuff that you may not know and are good resources to have. And then the next day, on Friday, April 12th, we're doing a workshop with Disney Live Entertainment. It's a musical theater and movement dance workshop. So it will take the form of kind of an audition, and you'll get feedback for the theater component, and the dance workshop will just be a mob dance kind of audition thing. And you'll also get critical feedback. So they're really great, and then they'll put you in the Disney database in case you want to work on a cruise ship or a theme park or Disney Kids film or whatever. So you'll be in their system. So it's worth checking out, and it's free. So can't beat that. Saturday, May 4th, we are going to be presenting the Corky Lee book launch party at the Manny Cantor Center, and that's on the Lower East Side of New York. It's from 4 to 6 p.m. And there's going to be a conversation. First, there'll be a performance by the Young Lions, pictured on the cover of Corky's book. Do you all know who Corky is? I want to make sure everybody knows Corky, just a legend and beloved co-founder of A4 and so many other organizations. So we'll have a conversation with the book editor, May, and 2 essay contributors, Alan Chin, who's a photographer, and Joanne Kwong from Pearl River Mart, who wrote the closing essay in the book. And then in May, we have a lot of programming. So we're gonna start by presenting a group exhibition around the theological influences on the work of 6 Asian American Pacific Islander artists. It's called Devoted Religion in Asian American Art, and it's curated by our own Danny Wu. And that will open May 9th and run through June 4th at the Elizabeth Foundation for the Arts. It's in Midtown, very close to us. So there'll be an opening reception from 6 to 8 on Thursday the 9th. And then there'll be a whole bunch of other events, talks, and things. So just check out our newsletter or Instagram to stay abreast of all the exciting activities. And also be sure to check out the AMP. This is our online magazine that uplifts AAPI creative voices. There's some really interesting, there's a conversation with Cindy Trin this week and a very personal essay about Yi Hsuan Lai, who is also one of the founders of A4 and just a legend in the AAPI art world, so she's dearly missed. And then finally, just a friendly reminder to share your work with us. We have a free community calendar and an opportunity section, so you can just click on the community login, set up an account, post your events. We send them out in our newsletter. We have a bi-weekly newsletter, so you can sign up for that too. It's a great resource, so share your work, learn about other people's work, support the community. And speaking of supporters, I want to thank our friends at Con Edison, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the New York City Council on the Arts, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Howard Gilman Foundation, and a lot of very generous individuals just like you. And you can be one of our supporters. You can text or donate to this phone number, 202-858-1233, or use a QR code to donate via Zelle or PayPal. We also take Venmo now. Yeah, it's new, very easy. We try to make it easy for you. Okay. Just a quick land acknowledgement before I introduce our first presenter. So we want to acknowledge that the land politically designated as New York City is the homeland of the Lenape Hoking, who were violently displaced as a result of European settler colonialism over 400 years ago. The Lenape are a diasporic people who remain closely connected with this land and are its rightful stewards. So as an organization that focuses on the rights of underrepresented people and in solidarity with Indigenous people, we recognize this history and uplift the sovereignty of Indigenous people and their territory. And we commit to dismantling ongoing settler colonial practices and their implications in this world. So now, I would like to introduce our first featured presenter, Dayi Novas. Dayi is the founder of OUCH Tattoos in Brooklyn, Queens, Ridgewood-ish, right on the border there, that Olympic zone. So Dayi graduated in 2020 from Cooper Union with a degree in design and painting, and then created Studio OUCH in 2021, where she draws and paints and creates animations and runs a zine, and is a licensed tattoo artist, which she will talk about tonight. So, also, anybody who's pitching, there is a clicker right there if you want to advance your own slides. So, Dayi, take it away.
I grew up really religious. And normally, if you're immigrating from a country to the United States, you'll be somewhere on the spectrum of steeped in your parents' culture or full assimilation. you're a white person now. But since my family was so religious, I don't really know where on the spectrum I fell. I wasn't comfortable with white people, but at the same time, I also didn't know we all didn't know what to do with ourselves with Asian people either, unless they were Christian. And we weren't just Christian, we were Southern Pentecostal Christians. I don't know if you know what Pentecostal means, but think exorcisms and speaking in tongues. So very, very intense stuff. But the religion gave me a really specific identity and a community. And it also made it super weird relating to my classmates at large. I didn't have Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. I didn't watch any SpongeBob except for, like traveling on hotels and see it on the TV. It was so magical. We had VeggieTales and Chinese versions of English Christian songs. Honestly, up until like the end of high school, I didn't know how to talk to my classmates. So definitely my religion put a distance between me and my classmates, just my community at large. It also put some distance between me and my body. I think Western religions will do that. Catholics and Christians I have found, they don't want you touching your body, and they don't want anyone else touching your body. On top of that, I don't like to talk about it, but I was pretty badly sexually abused by my father since a very young age. So it was definitely like a 1-2 combo of religion and abuse trauma that made it basically impossible for me to think comfortably about this vessel. Luckily, I went to a college and majored in something that forced me to think about my trauma. I went to Cooper Union and majored in art, and they basically make you look at your childhood, look at your issues, make art about it, and take it to school for critique. So on the one hand, I think I made mental strides thinking about all this stuff and working through it. On the other hand, I graduated and never wanted to make art that contains a metaphor ever again. During the pandemic, I had already worked and quit a job designing typefaces, realized I can't work at a job with a boss. I put all my emotions on my face, so it's not very good at a corporate setting. I started sticking and poking, among other hobbies, and I remember cradling my leg, practicing, finally doing my first stick and poke on my ankle. It was an unhappy face, basically your like, classic smiley face, but frowning on my ankle. Stitch, stitch, sticking. And when it was done, I finished, stepped back as far as I could, took a look at it, and a wave of emotion washed over me. Didn't expect it, but I'll remember it forever. Tears welled up. It was something of liberation, autonomy. It felt like I control this body. I decide what goes on it. And I also thought I could definitely do this forever. And I want to bring this feeling to other people. I think it's really important. So in 2021, I started Ouch Tattoos. I also started Ouch Magazine before this, so you should check it out. But May 2021, I started Ouch Tattoos. I started tattooing on friends, tattooing on friends' friends, and then friends, until it was basically all strangers. And I had to get a studio because tattooing on strangers on like 10 a.m. in a space where I had roommates was getting weird. So I got a studio, started Ouch Tattoos. Now I'll stop talking about tattoos. I wanted to talk about my background because I think it's, in that context, I think it's very surprising that I do tattoos now, like being not only Asian, but also super religious, but I think it also makes a lot of sense. So since 2021, I have drawn maybe 2,000 plus tattoo flash. These are just some examples. And like I said before, I just want to draw, like a pipe is a pipe. I just want to draw drawings that have no meaning. And at the same time, I think if you are an artist, no matter what the images that you are drawn to and the marks that you make, it'll be indicative of your subconscious no matter what. So I do feel like these drawings are very me. Many. And these are more recent ones. I do see my tattoo practice as a two-part situation, and I find it very interesting. I think the first part will be the creative part, the flash making, making things that resonate with me. And then the second part is the actual tattooing, which is also this strange part, because if you're making a painting or a sculpture, you don't have clients coming up to you and being like, I want to make this little, I want to make this part a little bigger. And you have to kind of say yes. And I also think it's kind of interesting because there's a healing process to go with it. It's almost like, well, once you finish the tattooing and talking to the clients and doing the emotional work, they walk out the door and you never see that work again, probably. And on the other hand, like, there's this healing process, and imagine, like, in a painting, you can, like, text me when it's healed. I don't know what to think about it, just think it's interesting. So I wanted to talk about these oysters first. I think I've done at least 40 or 50 of them right now, but I wanted to point out the joy of making art that has no meaning, because then the clients come to you with their own meaning. I've had people come because they find the oysters so beautiful and feminine. They find them vaginal a little bit. Some people come because they like how it tastes. One story, I think that guy in the end, he came because he had a specific story of being on a boat and he tried out an oyster and it made him change careers to become a chef. Thought that was interesting. Another person came because their grandfather owns an oyster farm. I would not have been able to predict these stories, but I embrace them. I love listening to them. I think it's super, super magical for me to just draw something, knowing that the client that this will be on already exists, and then listening to why they get it. This is an example of freehand. I love doing freehands. Clients will come, sign up, tell me exactly how big they want it and what they kind of want, and I draw it on the spot. Lots of trust involved. Super fun for me. More examples. Match, butterfly. I'm interested in relationships of two, siblings, friends, family. Oh, lovers. I like to make tattoos that make people feel a little more sexy, a little more confident. Not too vulgar, not too much that their parents will disown them. Most of my clients are Asian. A little pretty. And I definitely dip my toes in a little Asian flavor. I didn't grow up super Asian again, and I don't know how to read most of Chinese. And I think it's really interesting that most of my clients also can't read Chinese or their languages, but they come and celebrate their background with Chinese food, with their parents would cook, Chinese snacks, or Asian snacks. Asian calligraphy. slide is very interesting because I think all of these clients all can't read Chinese, but they got Chinese characters, and we all live very comfortably in this abstraction space. I know that says 加油 and 小心好. I don't know what these say. And I know that one's upside down, accidentally, but neither of us knew because she was adopted. But her mantras go with the flow and accept things that come. So I cross my fingers that if she ever found out, I'd be okay. It's the only time I've ever done that. So I wanted to include her. And I wanted to end on this slide. A super fun, energetic Zodiac series that I did. I only allow Asian clients to get this, AAPI clients to get these. People come to celebrate their zodiacs, their parents' zodiacs, and it's sort of just this combination of the character, of the bunny, and that's his tool, etc. That's it. That's my Thanks so much.
Great. All right, so our next group of pictures, there's, you can copy that down, you can sign up for a tattoo. Okay, so on deck we have Yi Hsuan Lai, Tom Sai, Min Yu, and Kyle Louie, who will be presenting by a video. Min Yu.
We're so excited to share our project, My 4,500 Hexagons with You. It's a multimedia project that we're seeking a new home for. So it's a 73 by 109-inch quilt and a documentary short. The quilt, on the next slide, is by Brooklyn-based artist Anya Brefson, and it's a woven mosaic of over 4,500 hexagons that she's collected over 7 years. It really is a record of her life and her life story. The documentary, directed by us, captures her journey to complete the quilt and her relationship with her parents and healing over the course of the last year. We really believe that the two should be viewed together because it is a testament to the healing power of art and musings on self and family and adoption.
We just have a short clip here that gives you a little glimpse into the time we spent with Ani and some of the themes that Yi Hsuan was talking about in the documentary. I'm not sure how to play that. That's all right. Well, we spent all of Christmas Eve with her, and she shared why she was spending that time with herself that year and shared the importance of this project to her. And we really got to know Ani, and we believe that this project really has something very personal to say, but I think there's something bigger to say for all of us as Asian Americans. And so what we're looking for is any leads today on where this project can be exhibited. We imagine showing the quilt alongside the documentary as a projection. And we think it can have a really powerful impact on multiple communities. And we're also open to less traditional spaces as well, like community art spaces, sewing stores, and bookstores, just anywhere where it will find its audience. And you can come find us afterwards. Here's our contact info, and we'd love to hear any ideas you have. Thank you.
Hi y'all, I'm Tom. Hi y'all, I'm Tom. I'm used to just speaking out into a room, so remind me to, 2 minutes. I just moved to New York from Los Angeles. Primarily, I work in dance. I'm a breaker, I'm a contemporary dancer, choreographer. Dance has led me to film, teaching at universities, social justice. Through my dance performances, I reframe creative expression as a political act, and vice versa, political and social engagement as deeply personal, deeply creative processes. I'm committed to dignified portrayals of marginalized communities, which in past projects have included Taiwanese identity on the global stage, hip-hop dance culture and communities, and people impacted by mass incarceration in the US. I'm part of an abolitionist dance project in California called Dancing Through Prison Walls. We collaborate with people impacted by incarceration and share their stories and creativity through performance. We direct audiences to abolitionist resources, and our work provides financial support for our collaborators after they're released. So I'm just here today to introduce myself and offer my video services. It's meaningful for me to document the work of local artists and help create content for community-based projects. I've created short films and documentaries for the abolitionist dance projects I'm a part of. I've made Kickstarter videos about artistic process. It's personally satisfying to be able to edit a piece together that helps articulate an artist's mission or helps illustrate a project's development from inception to realization. So yeah, just saying hi. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for this event. I'm here in New York.
Discover another media to express myself, so I get into tattooing. So my animation style is very organic. I created everything hand drawing for my friend, but creating those digitally. So when I go, this is just like an example of my animation. So you can see it's very hand drawing feeling. So when you go to my tattoo work, I want to do something very different, which is create something with digital feeling, but on the analog human skin. So here is the sample of my tattoo work. I create everything like basically vector base, but everything is on the skin. And I like the contrast about it. I think that this is something I'm looking for. Yeah, I did that in Berlin, and this is my studio in Bushwick. So 2 years ago, I started another project called In Between. It's just like my project to connect to the world of which I love most, animation and tattoo. So I created a design, and I created Instagram filter, and when you use a filter to shoot on the tattoo I just did, the animation will show up. Yeah. But this is something that's very, experimental, and for me, it's important that tattoo looks good on the person instead of like the animation actually works. Because the tattoo stays with you forever, animation you will get a file. Yeah. So, and here is something that I'm recently trying out. Okay, just tattoo with AI.
Hi everyone, my name is Kyle Louie. I'm a documentary photographer based in New York City. I have been working on the past few months for a project visualizing male friendship and platonic intimacy through the body. You'll see from some of the slides about what I'm trying to get at here, but if you're interested, please feel free to reach out. My contact info is at the end of the slides. Thank you.
All right, so now we have our next featured presenter, Shan, who is a Taiwanese lens-based artist. She uses handmade sculptures, collecting discarded and found materials and her body to make assemblages for staged photographs as still lifes and self-portraits. Shan received her MFA in photography from, Shan received her MFA in photography from the School of Visual Arts, and her work has been exhibited in numerous solo and group shows both here in New York and internationally. So Shan, come tell us about your work.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. My name is Shan. You can also, Yi Hsuan is my full name, Chinese name. Shan is my nickname. Thank you, AAPI, for your invitation. It means a lot for me to share my work in this community, so thank you. So for the following slides, I'm going to share my progress about how I use photography and sculptures, make the work travel from the body and the objects, and also using photography between 2 and 3 dimensions. So it started with the cactus. When 2017, I moved to New York from Taiwan. I didn't know anyone at the time, so this red hat cactus is my first emotional support object that I brought into my room. And at the time, I have this desire of wanting to build a place that find a sense of similarity and also a sense of belonging. So I started to mimic the plants that I had, and this is bulb. So I try to perform another bulb and try to help to blow some air, or sometimes I turn into other characters. So this is a moon lady. This piece called My Moonrise to Your Sunrise, because Taiwan and New York is 12-hour difference. I also think photography can camouflage myself, that these environments that project the desire of to be seen, but also to be part of, but also unrecognizable. I really drawn into the materiality, like I use a lot of disposal material, utilitarian material, and such as this balloon. I feel this is a costume I made also as a live performance that I sang on the street, and I feel the balloon kind of expand my body, but it looks huge, but however it's a very fragile and easy to break material. And somehow the audience walking by, she cannot recognize if I'm a real person or I'm just a statue standing there. So this language of between anime or inanimate object and human just started to grow when the very beginning I started doing photography. I also think photography is like a window that can collapse the reality and also fantasy into one world and make my character travel from interior world and also exterior world. So this is heavy costume that I made that I feel when I wear it, I could really feel in this isolated and heaviness that I feel from when you walk in the metro, like you can feel that. So I brought my photograph into the physical space. So this is a show in spring break art show. I made this in immersive installation. But then after this, then pandemic hit. And when pandemic happened, we were all kind of isolated in our room. And I started to work this project called Signal, where I use this sculpted clay and make this sculpture like assemble as my body part. And this is like a projection of this longing for intimacy, but also this imagination how we grow extended from our body. I got a lot of inspiration from like 1960 or 70, the feminist artists, how they make these external devices and then kind of break this also female image as how like I want to be seen differently. And so in photography, I also really interested about the dimensions and how it come from with the viewer when you look at a blow-up image, or display with objects. So this perception switch from the photograph or an actual object to create that relationships. So this is another installation in Wazai project in Upstate that I hope it can invite the viewer to walk into these very psychological landscapes. And after, I feel my work is always in between the object and then the signifier of the body, and also the materials. So in 2022, when I had my residency in Massachusetts, and I found this bubble wrap like sitting on the corner of the studio, and I just feel they are kind of this material that being used for their function and then they being thrown away. So I feel I started collect this material and then I built a stage in photograph because I feel photography gives them a sense of belonging, and I also feel the photography could, the micro, how you look at it, or the macro, how you look at it, or the scale, bring this body message, like can kind of break its limitation of how people usually look at them. So I made a series about all these objects, but also go back to how I use my body, that I kind of make a belonging for the objects in the photograph, but also it's a place where my body belongs as well. So I use my body and the material and then kind of fusion together in the image. So body is also like a bridge that as a sculpture to connect with those objects. So this called Trend Olympic, and this is called Ping Pong Table Olympics. So recently, I had this show in NARS Foundation where I present mostly sculptural photo assemblage and collage into an installation. I use photography to kind of digitally collage them, but print on different material to examine its materiality. So this, I feel this, I think the work, it's like a vessel, and so it's an image kind of travel between vinyl, like flat of a vinyl or on the fabric, so it's a between soft and hard. And I feel it's like a Frankenstein that take different part of the image and combine together into a body. Or like a mental landscapes. And this is sculpture that between soft and hard, like the puffiness and also the hardness from the surface. And this sculpture components also like arranged in the space that I also really like the openness of how every audience read them differently, like the form and the shape of it. So the end of slides, I'm going to have this solo show in Gallery 456, which is in Broadway 456. So it's called Ongoing Narratives, turn left, turn right, or go to the other side. And I invite everyone to come, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Sorry. Okay. All right. So next up, we have Group B pitch. So we'll have Ray Shao, Francis and Lord Georges, and Stephanie Shin. So Ray, are you here? Okay. Okay.
Hello. Hi everyone. Thanks a lot for being here. Today I'll talk to you a little bit about my art practice and as a tattoo artist and a painter. My name is Ray, and I moved here from Istanbul to study fine arts in Boston, and I graduated just last year. I've been tattooing for about 2 years, and immediately after graduation I landed in New York and got into a temporary tattoo studio and explored the intersection of tattooing with my painting practice, basically. And my paintings have a lot to do with surrealism, anthropomorphism, hybridity, humor, and human flesh. And tattooing has become an essential means of connecting with the human form and connecting with people. And right now, I tattoo part-time without a solid NYC client base. I also assist other painters, which is why I'm dressed this way. Sometimes I sell my paintings. I mainly do guest spots in tattoo studios when I have bookings and stuff due to my very nomadic studio setup, as I'm still in the process of obtaining a visa to remain in the US. So basically, I'm a painter with a tattoo license, occasionally releasing flash sets and running a small tattoo Instagram account. And I'm really excited to connect with fellow Asian American artists passionate about body art. Thanks a lot.
It's a little laggy, so I've been struggling with
Hi, I'm Georges Bridges, and this is Francis Chen, and we're from the Asian American Film Lab. Some of you have probably seen me here before. This is Francis's first time here, so I'm going to give the mic to him and let him do his thing.
Again, I'm Francis Chen. I'm the coordinator for our annual competition, the 72-hour film shootout. This is our 20th year. I was actually a competitor for a number of years before becoming the coordinator for this competition. I'm just going to talk. I'm going to read the slide up here. Okay, so the competition is a 3-day competition starting on June 6th, Thursday, June 6th at 8 p.m. You have 72 hours to write, shoot, and edit your film and submit it online to us. The competition is designed to invite Asian Pacific Americans into filming, and I think that we've done our part to try to improve that. And so I've seen a lot of filmmakers here, and I really encourage you to join. The early bird registration is on ends on April 1st. It's $25. It goes up $50 by May 1st, and June 1st it'll be $75. So if you want to do it, sign up now. There's a lot of prizes. Prizes for the top 10 films, which will be shown at the New York Asian American International Film on August 1st to the 11th. So please sign up. My film website is right here.
Our website is film-lab.org. Thank you very much.
It's just 2 slides. Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Shin. I work here for A4, but I'm also a dance artist and choreographer and producer. Wow, 2 minutes. Quick already. I'm here to pitch an upcoming performance that I have coming up April 17th and 18th. It's titled Utility. It's a collaboration between my dance collective, Synchronous, as well as a flute quartet, emissary quartet, and all-female flute quartet. We're really excited. It's going to be an interesting evening at the Blue Building near Grand Central. Throughout the evening, we'll take you through 3 separate spaces in the gallery through movement and dance, different combinations of dancers and different combinations of musicians. And we're really excited. We want it to be an open and welcoming space for you to experience movement, experience dance together. If you're new to the world of dance, contemporary dance, or new to the world of music, this is a great space for it. We'll have some drinks. You can come and hang out and watch some wonderful art. I have a little clip to just give you a taste of what you will see. This is, yeah. And that's it. And if she looks familiar, it's because that's my sister. She's in the blue group. Thanks.
Let's give a big round of applause for all of our pictures tonight. Everybody sharing their stories. So that concludes the lineup of everybody that's pre-registered. So if anybody is motivated by what they heard or just wants to share something that they're working on, just sign up right here. There should be a pen over there. Yeah, just write your name and how people can get in touch with you, whether it's your Instagram handle or your website, and then we'll have you pitch in that order. And I will hold up the 30-second signal. So yeah. All right.
I feel like I project a lot, so I'm like kind of worried about mic levels. We'll see. Hi everyone, my name is Wesley Han. They, them. I am a Korean American actor and writer. I've written a short film called Tal, in which the conflict between a young, oh boy, come sound like competing. I've written a short film called Tal, in which the conflict between a young closeted lawyer's sense of duty to his oma and his secret desire to actually be an actor manifests into the form of a masked demon that hunts him through the halls of his law firm. The project has actually picked up a couple of executive producers out of LA and a really enthusiastic production company here in New York. And they really all agree that this is a story worth telling and that the story comes at really a pivotal moment in Asian representation in both arts and the media. And so we're opening it up to our community to help us secure the funding to cover our production costs. We're already 30% of the way there. And yeah, if you're interested in learning more, come say hi.
Hey everyone, I'm Rishabh. I run this community called Work in Progress NYC. It's a community for emerging artists and artists of color, mainly to showcase their work in a safe and intimate environment. So we meet once a month, and it's like an adult show and adult art quiz. So if you're looking for things like that, where you just want to share your work, that's a great resource. We also do annual showcases where it's an opportunity for artists to share work on a bigger platform. So we just did one last month and we're planning the next one, but looking for grant opportunities and funding as well. So if you're an artist or a grant person, just say hi.
Hi, I'm Ariana. Artist, educator, whatever. And I just want to share some of my friends and I are hosting a free workshop inspired by Chinese takeout restaurants in Black and Brown communities, thinking about like Americanized Chinese food as a lens through like solidarity and Asian communities. And yeah, this workshop's sometime in April. I don't remember exactly when, but it's free. You should come. If you look at accented projects on Instagram, you'll find details for art making and discussion